and welcome to Quill Tips, a series of writing help videos that cover both industry and craft. My name is Victoria, or Inquillery as I'm known here on this channel, and in this video I will be discussing how to name your characters. There are a lot of great videos out there by experts or people with far more experience than me, so make sure you definitely go watch some of those, especially the ones that cover how to name characters in relation to genre or setting. For me today, I'm just going to be sharing some of the tips that I use to come up with names when you're stuck. So this is less about like how to name characters for a fantasy world and more about like, what do I do to just come up with names in general? I'm only speaking from personal experience, and of course you're welcome to take this advice or not. The first thing I do is I have a list of names. This is just in my little writing journal that I carry with me most places. Anytime I come across a name, whether it's of a person, a business, a car, whatever, if I like the sound of it, I write it on the list. This ensures I have an ongoing list of names that I find appealing to just look back on at any time when I'm in a crunch and need a name. The next thing I like to use are online name generators. You can just type in fantasy name generator, science fiction name generator, whatever your genre is, name generator, and Google will give you a plethora of results. Rarely do I actually use the names that are suggested by the name generator, but I use them as kind of a starting off place or a prompt point, so I might change some of the vowels, switch things around, find a word that sounds similar, etc. But I use these name generators just as a way of prompting my imagination. Thirdly, I take regular names that are familiar in today's day and age and just spell them in a very weird way. So this works really well for dystopian, for fantasy, for science fiction, even for contemporary somewhat, but if you're writing just a regular contemporary novel, you probably don't want to make the names too weird because it feels out of place with your setting. But yeah, you can take a name like Erin, for example, and spell it E-R-Y-N. And the fourth and final thing that I do is I will take regular English words, English is my native tongue, obviously do it in whatever language you want, and I spell them backwards. It's probably not ideal to keep the name as just a word spelled backwards because someone might realize what you've done and laugh about the fact that you named your character car backwards, Rock. Although that's kind of a cool name. But yeah, spell a word backwards and play around with it from there. Change vowels, change consonants, add more syllables, whatever, but start by spelling a name backwards and seeing how that sounds and fits with the world you're trying to create. So those are my 4 tips for coming up with names for your characters. Let me know what you thought about these tips in the comments below, and if you have any tips or tricks that you use for naming your characters. As always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Victoria, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.